Viewing menus. Edit.
Dr. Robinson, and today we're doing A2 level chemistry problems. So, higher level math, which is in chemistry also. So, we're talking about physical, organic, inorganic, theoretical, and computational chemistry. I'm actually going to down arrow. I'm going to have you listen to all the content because this is made completely accessible. Of course, you can type all this out yourself so you can join along with all your peers if you are a screen reader user. Braille is always really, really fast on your Braille display, but I will do both keyboarding and brailing, and I might just decide I'll stick with one as I go down. But just know all is possible. And you can use NVDA just as easily as JAWS now, completing all of this type of formulas.
A2 levels are physical, organic, inorganic, theoretical, and computational chemistry. Problem. A math content 0.50 cap solution of acetic acid math content open parent cap C cap H subscript 3 cap C cap O cap H closed parent is titrated with a math content 0.25 cap solution of sodium hydroxide math content open parent now closed parent the math content open parent cap K sub A closed parent of acetic acid is math content 1.8 times 10 to the fifth power.
Okay, now I'm using control down arrow because it will read the whole paragraph or sentence flawlessly versus down arrowing one line at a time. And of course, it will skip all your blank lines also. So I'm going to continue to control down arrow.
1. Calculate the pH of the acetic acid solution before any math content cap Na, cap O, cap H is added. 2. Determine the pH of the solution after math content 50.0 m cap lof math content cap Na, cap O, cap H has been added to math content 100.0 m cap lof the acetic acid solution.
Okay, so anybody who's has vision, of course, top left-hand corner, they can actually see all the Braille that is coming out on my Braille display also. So just so you know, yep, all accessible. Of course, UAB Math works just as well in here.
3. Calculate the pH at the equivalence point of the titration. Solution. Heading level 3.1. Calculate the pH of the acetic acid solution before any bold italic cap N bold italica, bold italic cap O, bold italic cap H is added.
Yeah. So I'm going to go down, and where I'm actually going to type out formulas are the ones that are more complex, the ones that are not in my other videos, because of course we're getting more advanced as we move up the level of math. So here we go.
Given. Level 1. Bullet concentration of acetic acid CH3COOH equals 0.50 cap m.
The only one I can think of that maybe you have forgotten is a subscript 3. That is an underscore when you're actually typing that in, and you'll see me do that further down the page. So anything that is subscript is underscore, and of course superscript is shift 6 for a to the power of.
Bullet acid dissociation constant K of acetic acid equals 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5 power.
Okay, and on your Braille display, you can also read absolutely every single item here. So if you're not understanding KA, you can, of course, move to that and see exactly what that feels like and is.
The dissociation of acetic acid and water is represented by math content cap C, cap H, subscript 3, cap C, cap O, cap H is in equilibrium with cap C, cap H, subscript 3, cap C, cap O, superscript minus plus cap H, superscript plus.
Okay, yeah, and that just decided to go ahead and stop talking. So there is a right, left arrows, which are actually in the LaTex are called harpoons. So I'm actually going to do this formula out for you so you can actually see it. So let me go ahead and I'm going to control right arrow to it right now.
Disso of acetic acid in water is represented by colon cap C comma cap H math content.
Okay. And I'm going to do a couple things before I even start brailing this out, and maybe I'll just show you how it's actually formulated so that I can just right arrow through it. So you can control shift equals, and it will change between linear and a beautiful layout like this. So control equals and control shift equals. I'm going to do control shift equals first.
Control shift equals selected CH sub 3 Q backslash lar comma cap CH sub 3 Q to the dash plus H to the plus math content.
Oh yeah, that is going to be much faster than me retyping everything. So right off the bat, visually, you can, and you heard it, rolar, and it's backslash RLHAR. You can type out right, left, harpoons, but isn't it so much easier just to type the RL har? So let's go ahead. I'm going to right arrow, which will put me at the end, and then I'll left arrow. Actually, I'm going to left arrow first.
C.
Yep. See, I'm
Charlie.
going to right arrow through so you can actually listen to how this is laid out.
H. Sub.
So subscript 3, you heard that several times up above. So it's underline.
3. C. O. O. H. Backslash.
Okay, just remember all backslashes. So can you just type this out and it come out flawless? Yes. If you want to braille it out or use LaTeX, that will work also. Absolutely everything works now. That's how great it is. Most people, yeah, have learned LaTeX way back. So this should all sound pretty familiar.
R. L. H. A. R. Space. Cap C. H. Sub. 3. C.
Just remember when it says sub,
Charlie.
that is an underline. So shift dash shares with your underline.
O. O. To the. Dash. Plus.
I'm going to tell you the trick on that. Sometimes you have to put 2 spaces when you do to the power of negative, and then you want a plus H, which this is. Sometimes that will join it together. So I'm just telling you to be assured that it separates from the superscript and the addition or whatever follows that. Put 2 spaces in there because when you hit enter, the math editor will immediately correct that and make it lay out correctly. So that's all good.
H. To the. Plus. Space.
Okay, and beautiful. Now I'm going to left arrow back.
Plus.
And now I'm going to go ahead and control equals, which will change it back to the professional layout of the formula.
Control equals selected. Cap C, cap H, sub 3, comma, cap C, cap O, cap H, rightwards, harpoon over leftwards, harpoon, cap C, H, sub 3, comma, cap C, cap O to the minus or plus, comma, cap H to the plus math, comma.
I guarantee you when I go back into the LaTeX, you will see that it put backslash MP for plus or plus minus PM. And that is kind of yeah. So I'm thinking that's a Microsoft Word issue, but I'm going to tell you, don't keep switching back and forth. Once you make the correction, get out. Because of course this formula was written perfectly before I did that. I probably can Control Z and undo, so I'm actually going to try to do that first before I Control Shift equals and change it.
Undo. Undo.
And perfect. So if you know that is a goof, I'm going to go ahead and down arrow and up arrow so you can hear it did fix it.
The dissociation of acetic acid and water is represented by math content cap C, cap H, subscript 3, cap C, cap O, cap H is in equilibrium with cap C, cap H, subscript 3, cap C, cap O, superscript minus plus cap H, superscript plus.
Okay, so, and double check it on your Braille display also, and right arrow to really make sure that did it correctly. But if I would have gone back into the LaTeX, you would have seen backslash plus minus, backslash PM. So be very careful. And I'm going to say, get out. Don't keep going back and forth because it will muck up your math. Okay, let's go ahead and down arrow.
Using the acid dissociation constant expression, math content cap K sub A is equal to the fraction with numerator open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 cap C cap O superscript minus closed bracket times open bracket cap H superscript plus closed bracket and denominator open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 cap C cap O cap H closed bracket end fraction.
Okay, beautiful. Once again, we're going to Control Shift equals so we can right arrow through this. And I don't remember any issues with that going back and forth. Typically, it's when you have a superscript and a regular script next to each other that every once in a while they'll join those. But like I said, when you're actually typing this out or brailing it out, just put 2 extra spaces in there to make sure those don't connect up. Here we go, Control Shift equals. Let's lay this out in linear mode. And that really is the way to make any correction. Because when you're brailing or typing, we all make mistakes. Go back into linear mode and you'll be able to correct it really fast.
Control Shift equals selected. K sub A equals backslash frac open brace backslash left open bracket CH sub 3 Q to the dash backslash right closed bracket backslash left open bracket H to the plus backslash right closed bracket closed brace open brace backslash left open bracket CH sub 3 backslash comma Q backslash right closed bracket closed brace math content.
So anybody who's done LaTeX, that's all going to sound very familiar. But once again, you don't have to do this in LaTeX. You can Braille this out and it will automatically come out in LaTeX format if you use your Control Shift equals and based on how you set it up. So Alt JE takes you to your equation editor. And of course, whether you have LaTeX or Unicode selected, and when you have either one of those selected, you can use both. And then, of course, this is linear format, but we have the command to quickly change between professional layout, which is what you want before you hand it in, but you can start out in linear mode and then, of course, quickly do the command to change it back. So I'm going to control equals because I want it to go back to professional format in order to hand this in.
Control equals selected. Cap K sub a period equals open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 comma cap C cap O to the minus comma close bracket open bracket cap H to the plus comma close bracket over open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 cap C cap O cap H close bracket.
Yep, and that's what you want to hear to make sure that is correct. Let's go ahead and continue to down arrow.
Let math contents be the concentration of math content cap H superscript plus ions at equilibrium, assuming math content this much smaller than the initial.
Now you'll notice it stopped reading because I down arrowed instead of control down arrow. I'm going to down arrow one more time and then I'm going to continue to control down arrow. If I did control down arrow right now, it would jump me to the next line and I want you to hear everything.
Concentration of acetic acid. Math content cap K sub A is equal to the fraction with numerator x squared and denominator 0.50 n fraction.
Okay, that's pretty basic math there. So I'm going to control down arrow.
10 to the negative 6 power x is equal to the square root of 9.0 n root times 10 to the negative 6 power is equal to 3.0 times 10 to the negative 3 power cap m.
Okay, so if you're listening closely or you have vision, you can actually see that and it said n square root after the square root of 9.0 n square root times 10 to the negative 6 power, and it actually that line needs to go over the whole square root. So we need to fix that. I'm going to show you the absolute fastest way to do it. You can do it on your keyboard. It takes a lot of tweaking. It can be done. And I will tell you that if you want to do that, you're going to actually do you're going to retype it in there, and you do 9.0 / times, and you write everything together, and then you put a space after the end of the negative 6, and then once you do space, then you go back and put your spaces in between your / times and your 10 to the negative 6 power. So I'm going to tell you that's the tough way. Let me show you the really, really easy way. I need to right arrow into my content, and actually I'm going to just control right arrow.
4 x colon x colon x colon x colon x x colon x colon x dot math content.
Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and use my Braille display. I'm going to do 3, 7, 4, 6 in space and immediately pop in.
Braille Math Editor equation edit contains text. Type in the math expression. Press insert F1 for more help.
So you can immediately see that, and for whatever reason, that x to the colon x to the power of 2 has a couple little hiccups on that, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to hit my end, and then I'm actually going to use my Braille display and just route my cursor right to that 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, which is my issue, which is my n square root. I don't want that to end there. I want to put it after the 10 to the negative power of 6. So I'm there. Let me go ahead and just listen.
Dot 4, dots 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so that means my cursor is in front of that. I'm going to hit the delete key.
Dot 4.
And I'm going to immediately move my cursor.
Dots 3, 6, dots 2, 3, 5. Braille space.
There is my 6. I'm going to put my 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 back.
Dots 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, and then the vernaculum immediately is placed over the whole square root correctly as it should be, and that absolutely is the fastest way to do that. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter and insert that and replace what is there.
Enter. End.
Okay, and so now we have that all corrected, and that line completely is over top of the square root, and we are happy. So let's go ahead and listen to that.
Solving for math content x colon x squared is equal to 0.50 times 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5 power x squared is equal to 9.0 times 10 to the negative 6 power x is equal to the square root of 9.0 times 10 to the negative 6 power and root is equal to 3.0 times 10 to the negative 3 power cap m.
Great. So now let's go ahead and go down to the next, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do approximate, just in case you do not know how to do that. And actually, I open it up just so you can see the LaTeX to it. But you can Braille any of this, and if you Braille the math, then of course it's just very, very fast.
The pH of the solution is math content P cap H is equal to minus the log of open paren 3.0 times 10 to the negative 3 power close paren is almost equal to 2.52.
Okay, so let's go ahead and control right arrow into the math content. Actually, I'm going to hit my end. It's going to be faster, and then get into math content.
End equation, math 2.
Okay. And remember our command, Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals selected. P cap H equals comma minus log open paren 3.0 times 10 to the open paren minus 3 close paren comma close paren almost equal to 2.52.
Okay, so let me show you how to do the almost equals to. I'm going to go ahead and control equals back.
Control equals selected. P cap H equals comma minus log end equation.
And enter.
Enter.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do Alt equals on here just so you can see how to do it.
Alt equals selected. Math content.
Backslash A P
P R O X approx autocorrect almost equal to.
Okay, almost equal to, and that's how you do that. So okay, so and that is how you type that out. Let me go ahead and
undo.
So backslash APPROX is approximately 2. So you've got that. Let's go ahead and control down arrow. Check the next one.
2. pH of the solution after 50.0 ml of NaO has been added to 100.0 ml of the acetic acid solution.
Okay, let's see if there's anything else different down here.
Math content cap MOLESOFACETICACID initially :MOLESOF.
So what I would actually suggest with transcribers is don't put that into math content, and then it's actually going to read correctly. Moles of acetate acid initially, and then moles of, and then only put the math content in there instead of the words. So you can see some of the issues on that. So don't do that. That is my error, so I put that whole in, but just so you can see the issues that if you put words into math content, it will say out the letters individually, and we don't really like that. Anyway, that's pretty simple math there, so we don't have to hit that. Control down arrow.
Math content cap MOLESOF cap NA cap O cap H.
Yeah, it's going to do the same thing, very basic math, so we don't have to really do anything in that. That's pretty easy, and all equals.
Math content cap REACTIONBETW.
Okay, arrows. Let's go ahead and Control Shift equals.
Control Shift equals. Selected. Reaction backslash comma between backslash comma acetic backslash comma acid backslash comma and backslash comma NaO colon backslash comma CH3Q plus NaO backslash RI period GHT a period RROW comma cap CH3Q Na plus H2O math content.
Okay, so once again, don't put the actual words of the sentence in the math editor. Keep them out and only put the math content in there. So to get your right arrow, backslash right arrow, that's pretty easy. And then of course you already know the underscore and the superscript on that. So let's go ahead and go back to Control equals.
Control equals.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make those functions quickly, which means I'm going to hit my end key.
End equation.
And get into my equation.
Capo math con 2.
Okay, let's go ahead and fix that 2 right off the bat. I think I can do the correction here without going back into linear. So I'm just going to do a Shift 6.
Caret.
And I'm going to go ahead and hit
Capo.
Arrow. We already know we needed to put an extra space in order to make that to go to superscript. And let's go ahead and get to our 3.
Plus up here cap 3.
And we know we need to put underscores.
Underline.
Immediately right arrow.
Cap C.
Hit your space bar. And then go ahead and left arrow to the next one. And of course, you can immediately route your cursor to
your display. Go cap up cap plus cap 3.
There's your 3. Shift dash.
Underline.
Right arrow.
Cap C.
Space bar. Okay. And we've got those corrected. Let's control down arrow to our next one.
Page 2. Moles of acetic acid remaining. Moles remaining math content is equal to 0.050 mol minus 0.0125 mol is equal to 0.0375 mol.
Okay, very easy math. We don't need to do that one. Control down arrow.
Moles of acetate formed. Moles of math content cap C cap H sub 3 Q Na is equal to 0.0125 mol.
Once again, very easy math. Control down arrow.
Total volume of the solution. Total volume equals 100.0 ml, 50.0 ml equals 0.150 L.
Okay, so nothing different there either. Control down arrow.
Math content concentrations times open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 cap C cap O cap H closed bracket is equal to the fraction with numerator 0.0375 mol and denominator 0.150 cap L, and fraction is equal to 0.25 cap M times open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 kuna closed bracket is equal to the fraction with numerator 0.0123 mol and denominator 0.150 cap L, and fraction is equal to 0.0833 cap M.
Yeah, love that. That is so beautiful. And of course, you can see the Braille that's on my Braille display in the above Braille viewer. And of course, you can Control Shift equals in order to go into linear mode in order to make any corrections. We know, same thing. So we've already hit all that math. Let's go ahead and Control down arrow again.
Using the Anderson-Hasselbalch equation, math content P cap H is equal to P cap K sub A plus the log of open parent the fraction with numerator cap A superscript minus and denominator cap H cap A, and fraction closed parent P cap K sub A is equal to negative the log of open parent 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5 power closed parent is almost equal to 4.74. P cap H is equal to 4.74 plus the log of open parent 0.0833 over 0.25, and fraction closed parent is almost equal to 4.74 minus 0.48 is equal to 4.26.
Okay, that is pretty beautiful. Okay, I'm going to down arrow a whole bunch of lines and then up arrow so people who are following along visually can see this. But probably even if you slow down, and actually I could slow this down a little bit.
Control Shift page down.
Whoops, sorry.
Slower, slower, slower.
Control Alt page down slows it down. You can really make sense of this. I mean, if you, yeah, auditorily. Anyway, let's down arrow. Let's move this up.
Math
And go back up
at
to
blank 3 blank
back.
math content P cap H is
Woo,
blank.
that is way too slow. I am sorry. Control Alt page up.
Faster, faster.
I don't want to fall asleep there. Okay, and then let's go ahead and Control down arrow.
3 pH at the equivalence point of the titration.
Okay, that's pretty easy and self-explanatory. Control down arrow.
At the equivalence point, all the acetic acid has been neutralized by NaO, forming acetate ion CH3COO. Math content MOLESOF cap C cap H sub 3 cap C cap O cap H initially is equal to 0.050 mol.
Beautiful. Okay, Control down arrow. That's pretty basic.
Total volume at equivalence point after adding twice the initial volume of NaO.
Okay, I'm going to have to down arrow again and move the page up so people can follow along visually. So let me just down arrow a whole bunch of times and then up arrow back to where I was. Okay, back up to total.
Math content cap TOTALVOLUME is equal to 100.0 M cap L plus 200.0 M cap L is equal to 0.300 cap L.
Okay, so once again, I explained this before. Keep the words total volume and the other words out of the math content so you can actually hear the words so much clearer. You can Alt JE and go to AB, keep text only, and often that actually works. Let me just show you that quickly. I'll Control Shift right arrow.
Cap VOLUME selected.
Alt J. It's not going to work because that conflicts with my video editor. Okay, so I can't do that, but Alt JE, and you will see the AB text that you can actually do it. And I don't want to touch it with my mouse because the mouse can really kind of make it upset. So let me actually see where I'm at. Insert tab.
Math content cap TOTALVOLU blank.
Beautiful. Control down arrow. Let's continue.
Concentration of acetate ions. Math content open bracket cap C cap H sub 3 cap C cap O superscript minus closed bracket is equal to the fraction with numerator 0.050 mol and denominator 0.300, and fraction cap L is equal to 0.167 cap M.
Yep, just lovely. Okay, and Control down arrow.
The acetate ion hydrolyzes in water. Math content cap C cap H subscript 3 cap C cap O superscript minus plus cap H subscript 2 cap O is in equilibrium with cap C cap H subscript 3 cap C cap O cap H plus cap O cap H plus cap O cap H superscript minus.
Okay, lovely. So that's nothing different than we've already done before. So you know the right left harpoons very easy. And of course, once again, Control Shift equals immediately puts it into that nice linear mode so you can actually understand how to write out the LaTeX on that. Control down arrow again.
Using the math content cap K sub of the acetate ion. Math content cap K sub B is equal to cap K sub W divided by cap K sub A is equal to 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 power divided by 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5 power is equal to 5.56 times 10 to the negative 10 power.
Yeah, that actually, let me control right arrow. I want to see if that's actually in the professional mode. It does not look like it is, but let's go ahead and find out.
The cap K sub B cap of the acid ion colon cap K, and base equals math content.
Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to control equals.
Control equals selected. Cap
Aha!
K sub B equals cap K sub W over cap K sub a period. Comma
There you go.
equals 1.0 times 10 to the comma minus 14 n superscript over 1.8 times 10 to the comma minus 5 n superscript equals 5.56 times 10 to the comma minus 10 n superscript.
Okay, so if it comes out linear, you know what? If you're going back and forth between linear and professional, you can accidentally goof on that. But always remember Alt J E, and then of course you want to do C and then professional all, just in case you forget to go back into professional completely, because now your teacher can probably read it in linear, but let's go ahead and just make it look great in professional. Control down arrow.
Cap LETXBETHECONCENTR.
Yeah, I'm just going to hush that up because, of course, that's in math mode. Let X be the concentration of capital O, capital H, negative ions at equilibrium. Once again, yep, let's go ahead and put that in text and not in math. But anyway, control down arrow.
Math content cap K sub B is equal to the fraction with numerator x squared and denominator 0.167 and fraction cap x squared is equal to 0.167 times 5.56 times 10 to the negative 10 power. X is equal to the square root of 9.29 times 10 to the negative 11 power, and root is almost equal to 9.64 times 10 to the negative 6 power. Cap M.
And as you heard, the vinculum, of course, ended correctly at the end of that square root. So you just have to be really aware about when you're typing that out in order to get that correct. Otherwise, you have to go back and correct it. Okay, control down arrow.
Calculating math content P cap O cap and then math content P cap H.
Okay, and we're almost done. Control down arrow.
Math content P cap O cap H is equal to negative log of open paren 9.64 times 10 to the negative 6 power close paren is almost equal to 5.02 P cap H is equal to 14 minus P cap O cap H is equal to 14 minus 5.02 is equal to 8.98.
Okay, so visually the log looks slightly off, but you can look at the Braille up above, and of course it's still flawless. So I'm not particularly sure why that's off visually, but of course it reads correctly and it's correct in the Braille. And last but not least, the answers of this whole math problem 2 pages later. Control down arrow.
Therefore, the pH at different stages are as follows.
Here we go. Control down arrow.
Level 1. Bullet before NaO addition. pH almost equal to 2.52.
And control down arrow.
Bullet after adding 50.0 ml of NaO. pH almost equal to 4.26.
And last but not least, control down arrow.
Bullet at the equivalence point. pH almost equal to 8.98.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to go ahead and this is just
End
a
blank.
trick.
Enter bullet.
I'm going to do all equals just so I can get back into the equation editor and make sure everything's professional.
Alt equals selected. Math content.
Now, Alt J,
Alt J upper ribbon.
E, C.
C. Group current professional checked 1 of
Okay.
4. Convert the currently.
You actually want to down arrow to all professional just to make sure it really is all professional. Let's listen to all 4 options.
X current linear to all professional. All linear 4 of
Okay.
4. Convert all professional
All
3 of 4.
professional.
Convert all equations to display format
Yep.
professional. Alt
And
followed
that's-
by JECA.
Yeah, that's right, Alt J, JC, A. And of course, you want that Alt, did I say that? Alt J E C A. Yes, all professional. We're going to hit enter just to confirm all of this really is professional, and then I'll get rid of that all equals that I just did.
Enter. Leaving menus. Upper ribbon. Equation tools. Equation tab. 15 of 15. Alt followed by Y. J. Almost equal to. Leaving menus. Blank.
Down arrow, up
Tab
arrow.
TYPEE.
Yeah,
Selected.
and it's
Math
actually
content.
spelling out type equation here.
Blank.
Okay, and that is how you do chemistry. You can do it at all levels. Of course, using JAWS or NVDA, you can use UEB Math, and you can use Nemeth Code. We are just so fortunate to be able to use anything that you want to be using today in order to complete advanced math, chemistry, STEM. So I hope that helps, and come on back for a lot more. We have a lot more to show you. Thank you. Bye.
Context menu. Pause.